Good evening, everyone. I'm exhausted. Let me put this where you can see. Well, I got up this morning. Of course, this whole past week is, by the way, hi, everybody. Hugs. Anyway, this whole past 2 weeks has just totally been, uh, sometimes it feels like it's just been too much. And my body is wore out. Well, it's weary. My body is weary. Like I'm sure so many of you out there are. And I got some tea. But anyway, with the electric going out, and then New Year's Eve day, I had been sick for a few days and went to the hospital and talked doctors first, and they sent me to the hospital because they couldn't do anything for me there. And and believe it or not, the hospital didn't do anything for me either. So I they give me some kind of shot for inflammation. Now that was their story, and because that's the only thing, and the thyroid, like I said. Well, I've had the doctors tell me about my thyroid before, and um, I took meds for it, and it didn't help, and I had extra side effects and stuff. And so anyway, New Year's Day, I got home about 9:30 at night, maybe a little later than that. I can't remember. And so I didn't get to bring the New Year's in like I had hoped to, and but that's okay. That's just what it is. So and then my water froze. I mean, I took several days trying to come out of that um, um, weakness and tiredness and um, uh, heart palpitations. Then my pipes froze. But remember, I told you, stock up on water and stuff. Well, I had bottled water here, and so I could have my coffee in the mornings. That's really all I cared about. Then um, and then just yesterday or I can't even remember anymore. Uh, Day before yesterday, my tanks underneath that hold the gray water and the black water froze, and the hose that come out had froze, and that's basically what had happened. It wasn't draining because the hose was frozen, and um, so then the water backed up and everything. Nothing was flowing through, and then the two tanks froze. So my daughter and her husband, my son-in-law, they come down and worked on it. It took them a few hours to get that done, and then they fixed the hose, so hopefully it won't freeze again. Now, mind you, I ordered propane on the 31st of December. I paid them, and still no propane. No, no calling me or nothing and saying, well, so I had to call them. And I called the main office because this office up where I'm at was closed. So I called them, and they had to look into it and said, well, it was supposed to be delivered on Saturday, but nobody called me, nobody told me. And of course, I'd have been sitting there waiting all day. Of course, I didn't have any place to go anyway. And So she said, well, the truck apparently had problems. The one that's on my route apparently had problems, and um, therefore, so I didn't get. And it wasn't because they couldn't get up in my driveway. It was because something happened to the truck. But apparently, they do not call you anymore to let you know they're coming. Or they don't call you and let you know the truck broke down or whatever. They say they text you. Well, I have yet to get a text. I want to say to them, you sure as hell want to make sure you get your money up front, and you take our money, and then you don't give me the service that I paid for. My hair keeps getting in my eyes. I just washed it today. I took a shower, and I was going to dye it, but I didn't. It was too much after everything that I had to do today. Well, anyway, I want to say to them, that $383 that was not a gift to you. And that's how you're treating it, like as if I just handed it over to you and didn't expect anything back. So here I sit, but I had two 30-pound tanks, and my daughter and son-in-law went and got one of them filled. Could only do one because one of the hoses or something has a wasp nest in it. I mean, the animals are even ganging up on me, folks. The wasp of all people. Well, anyway. So here it is. They're closed. I mean, I called them today, and the lady that I called the day before yesterday said, well, she'd put in a complaint. Well, okay, now she's put in a complaint. Now I'm not going to get none, I suppose. But nothing. Nobody came. Nobody did nothing. And here I am on 15%. Well, I was on 15% last night. And I don't know. But my daughter and her husband went and filled that the smaller tank. Now, I can tell you that won't last very long. A 30-pounder won't last long at all. And but I do have my little buddy, and my daughter picked up, which I paid her for everything. Picked up the little tanks that goes with it, and so somebody's outside. They might be hooking up my tank now. Anyway, got that, and so, but that won't last very long. But my little buddy, it'll last like 4 hours on high, and I've got 2 tanks for that. So, but again, being prepared, I guess, and that's the name of the game with anything, I guess, is being prepared. And it's almost anymore impossible to really enjoy your life because you're always in a process of preparing for not having what you need. And so in amongst all that, you're going to get scatterbrained. You're going to get yourself all stressed out and upset, and the name of the game is not let ourselves get stressed out. So I got my little wash machine, and I haven't been able to use it yet, and most of my clothes were dirty, so I made myself get up this morning, and I got dressed. Well, yesterday what I did, I went out and cleaned off my car. It had 3 feet of snow on top of it. No, so it seemed like it had 3 feet. It was probably a foot. And I cleaned that all off and let the car run and heat up and let the rest of it melt off. So it was all cleaned off today then. So then I say I can't even think. I'm so worn out. Um, I needed clean clothes. I already had a bag out in the car waiting on me. I had all my trash I had to take down. So I gathered up more trash that I needed and took that out and put it in the car yesterday. And I was ready to go this morning and gathered up my clothes and gathered up all those wet towels that I had trying to clean up the water from the tanks spilling over. And I trudged out the door and off to the laundromat I went. Got my clothes washed, got them dried, and then I mean, after all of that, oh God. After all that, I'm thinking, okay, and I get out into my drive. Now, my son-in-law scraped the driveway last night, so in case the propane people come and they didn't have an excuse to get up, so I'm now down at the end of the driveway, and I'm coming up, and the driveway looks a little bit tore up, and I said, oh, maybe the propane people have been here. Well, but it looked a little rough, and usually what I do is I take a run for it, right? I didn't take a run for it this time. And I got halfway up the driveway, and I started spinning. And so I thought, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? God. Oh God, yeah, you have to laugh because what else is there to do? So I backed up, started backing up. No, I'm not a good backer upper. And I tried to move forward again. It wouldn't go anywhere. So I backed up some more. But it kept sliding me on over into the deeper snow, and there's a tree right there. I tried it again. I tried to go out, and it wouldn't let me. It wouldn't take me out. And I sat there for a couple minutes, and I said, all right. So I called my daughter, and I said, where are you at? She was on her way to Salem because it's her job, right? And I said, well, I'm stuck in the driveway. So one of her sons was home, and she called him up, and he was working on his place, and he come down, and he tied a ratchet strap to my car, and pulled me up and got me up almost in the same spot that I park in, and but then he started spinning, because he had to drive on down into the snow on the hillside. So I just told him that's good enough. I mean, I was close enough to the house because I had my clothes to get in. I stopped at the grocery store, and so I got all my stuff in the house, and then I sat down, and here's what I did. I went and bought me some ice cream. I bought me a chocolate, half of a chocolate cake with really good white icing on top of it, and I got in the door, let everybody know I was home, and I got me a plate of ice cream and a piece of that cake, and I sit down and eat it, and I just sit down and relaxed, and then I got some comfy clothes on, and I thought, well, I'm just going to, I got me um, sitting down, relaxing in a chair, and then I got up and took a shower. I was gonna dye my hair, but by the time I got done with all that, I was just too tired, and everything, and I wanted to do a video, and got to cut my bangs. So anyway, here I am, and here's the thing. I know there's always been people out there that don't care about their jobs and don't care about the people that they're serving. They're just there to dilly dally around and get a paycheck. So you got to know that there's people that don't give a crap about you. They don't care. You got to hand your money over to them, and they don't care whether. And it's the corporates up here try to save money, not paying the employees. And of course, a lot of the employees they're not going to go above and beyond anything. I did find a lady at Save a Lot when I stopped there today, and she did put when she bagged the groceries, she went ahead and put them in my cart, and I thanked her for it. I said, not very many people will do that nowadays. But anyway, people aren't gonna. They're not gonna go one little inch beyond what their job description says, and that's just bottom line. And it's getting worse every day. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of us and doing what we need. I mean, if we can help somebody else along the way too, yeah. But we got to take care of us. So I won't freeze unless the electric. Well, I still won't. Well, I got the little buddy. Now, if the electric goes out, now I'll have the little buddy. But still, I'd have to put a blanket up, a blanket over there, and not close that door back there. But it's still got to keep it warm in here because I don't want the water pipes to freeze. So the only thing you can do is laugh. Laugh and have fun whenever you got a chance to do that. And I'm telling you, there's days that I look so old I can't even move. And then there are days that I don't even look like I'm aged at all. But it's that worry, it's that stress that will wear you down and wear you down and wear you down. So you just got to be on the ball. Not going to tell you any stories about what's going on out there. I'm not going to tell you any bad news other than the people that you have to deal with that you have to depend on, the corporations and stuff like that. I was listening to a Trump speech tonight while I was sitting and relaxing, and he was telling the things that he's going to be doing, and I kind of liked him. I kind of liked where he's going with some of his thoughts. And I can't even remember what it was right now, but later on I'll remember it. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So, but anyway, that's my video for today, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So remember, have a merry heart, because it does good like medicine. And don't let your spirit be broken, because it'll dry up your bones. And if you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right both ways. So you all have a great evening.